Hi, Farmer Dean here, and we're going to make applesauce today. We're going to can it, but the nice thing about it is you can make big batches like I'm going to do to can, or you can make small batches so that you can just eat it fresh. So I'm going to show you the Gordon Ramsay how to cut up the apples. Now I peeled this, okay, and Gordon Ramsay does this. He cuts off this side, and 3, and you're done. Now you got a little bit of waste, as you can see. The old-fashioned way to do it, like I was taught, by the way, I like the Gordon Ramsay better, and that's what I did, is that you have to cut through like this, so you cut out that center, okay? And of course, the center is what's left in here, okay? So that's the easy way, the longer way, but it's, if you're looking to have a lot more meat from your apple, take the long way. And then you just cut it up in chunks, okay, is what you do. And then you're all set to go. If you come on over here, if you look here, I've already cut all this up. Now I started cooking this down already, so it's down a little bit. It was up to here when I started, so it's cooked down already. I'm gonna show you what it looks like when I stir it around. So you can see that the apples are getting soft on the bottom. Oh, by the way, I forgot to tell you, I always do this. There's not quite enough juice in there, so I already put 1 cup of water in. I need a 2nd cup in there because I don't want it to burn on the bottom as I'm cooking these. Okay, and you can see that some of the bottom ones are pretty cooked, pretty good. But we're going to have to cook this a little bit more. Look at there, I only got half of what I started with. But it's well worth it. They're sweet. I put no sugar in this at all. Now you can if you want to. I try to stay away from all the sugar I can because I have psoriasis. The sugar really kicks up my psoriasis. So that's why I don't like to do it. So I'm going to let these cook probably for another 10-15 minutes, get soft, and then we'll show you exactly how we'll finish them off. So we've got this cooked down a little bit, and I like mine a little lumpy. So what I do is I take a potato masher, and I just take those last few that are maybe a little hard or don't want to break up, and I just kind of push them down and do a potato masher for a little bit, and then I kind of leave it alone because I really like lumpy applesauce. I don't like it all mushy where they put it through and it doesn't have any consistency to it. This, my homemade stuff and your homemade stuff that you make will be much more, if you want to say lumpy, if you want it that way. If you like it really loose, throw it in the blender and it'll be that way. But for me, I like it this way. So I've got it at the consistency that I want, and now I'm going to start putting it in jars. It's pretty simple. You throw it in there, and you can see it's pretty thick. And I've got a few lumps in there, which I like. So shake that down. I'm going to give it some tap. There's 2 things you need to do when you're canning. One is you got to make sure that that ring on the top is completely void of anything. And the other thing is to get the air bubbles out. Some people use a knife around it. I just tap it a few times, and then I'm ready to seal it. I use hot water because my mother always did it. And Boss says you don't have to do that anymore, but I still like to soften up that outer ring just so it seals really good. I've never had any problems. I think out of everything I've canned this year, I only had 1 seal that didn't work. So it's working for me. Then of course, we're gonna put it up here and get it ready for the hot bath. Now these are all pints, so I'm going to do them for 10 minutes at a roaring boil. And then if they were quarts, I'd do them for 15 minutes at a roaring boil. I just took them all out of the water bath. They've been in there for 10 minutes, and they'll start popping pretty soon as they cool down. And this is 2, 4, 6, 8. I've got to do at least 2, maybe 3 more batches. Again, my friends and my relatives love applesauce. And I feel like the little red hen some days. I do a lot of canning and give it a lot of away, but the smile on everybody's face is well worth it. So, OMGs, this is going to be good for winter, especially on pancakes.